Greetings and welcome to today's presentation. Today's topic is how to build a Jamaica ecotourism industry. And some of my main themes for these presentations are US $25 billion ecotourism program, attracting an extra 10 million visitors to Jamaica each year, earning an extra 10 billion US dollars each year for Jamaica GDP. Some of the key features of the program is this. Number one, 100 hotels to be built across Jamaica, especially in areas with high unemployment rates. And two, providing 300,000 permanent full-time jobs for low-skilled citizens in rural parishes across the island. And three, franchises to be given out for the large all-inclusive hotels to FDI, that's foreign direct investors, over the next 5 years, costing Jamaican government nothing. I think if the government give out these franchises over the next 5 years, then hopefully they're completed within 10 years' time. Now, the reason for the large all-inclusive hotels is that without them, it will be difficult to develop the local or rural areas as tourism destinations. There are many beautiful countryside scenery on the south coast of Jamaica that is suitable for ecotourism travelers. However, without the large all-inclusive hotels being used as bases to travel from, it would take many decades to develop these areas. While at the same time, Jamaicans in many rural parishes, especially on the south coast, are not benefiting from the current tourism industry, but are falling into hopelessness, destitution, and crimes, etc. Or many are just hustling to survive from hand to mouth day to day. Yet they are counted in the government figures as being employed, since they are productive for 1 hour or more each week. These people need permanent full-time employment, even if it is a minimum wage job. A high proportion of Jamaican youth have mental issues. This usually start to develop shortly after they leave high school. If these youths had the opportunity to go and work in an all-inclusive hotel in their community or neighboring communities where they could take a taxi to work and back each day, they will have jumped at the opportunity shortly after they leave school. And that would avoid them falling into hopelessness in the first place. The government should have trained staff to go into these 100 new all-inclusive eco-hotels to help these disenchanted youths adapt to their new environment. Many who are now in their 20s and 30s still have 30 to 40 years before they reach retirement age. Hence, it would be a great advantage for Jamaica to help these youths and young adults to become productive citizens rather than falling into crime and become a drain on the country's resources through all these crime-fighting measures, etc. This is ecotourism at its best, helping the local citizens to avoid destitutions, giving them a hand to live a peaceful and a decent life in their environment, while at the same time providing the local communities with decent roads and proper drainage systems to avoid floods, providing the funds for the government to develop irrigation systems for local farmers so that they can supply the hotel industry, also the funds to provide electricity and water for the local communities, etc. That is ecotourism at its best, helping the local people. Now, 10 million extra visitors each year would put Jamaica on par with Barbados in terms of visitor number per capita population size, which is one of the reasons why Barbados is 3 times richer than Jamaica. Also, with an extra 10 million visitors each year, Jamaica would still be behind the Bahamas in terms of visitor numbers per capita of population size, which is one of the reasons why the Bahamas is 5 times richer than Jamaica. Now, I will put my notes in the comment section below, and also some of my notes will also be in the description section as well. So you can have a read through what I'm saying and see if it makes sense. Now, because Jamaica need to come out of its poverty and its crime and all that stuff, and it can be done through the hotel industry and ecotourism industry, not just on the North Coast or Montego Bay or Ocho Rios or one of those famous places, but it needs to be done all over the country. We don't, some of the youths can't really leave where they live to work in Montego Bay. It's not feasible, and it doesn't help mentally either. We do it for their families. They want to have the work, they want to have a job in their communities, or take a taxi, 20 minutes taxi drive or half a taxi drive to work and back each day. And that would, 10 million visitors each year to Jamaica. That's like 10 billion US dollars a year extra for the Jamaican economy. The government could spend 2 billion of that on the roads and health centers and school and colleges, etc. each year, to build up the country. So that would be a boost for everybody. Also, these youth as well, they need to be given homes, houses. The government need to use some money as well to build low cost housing for the youth as well. So if they are working on a minimum wage in the tourism industry, they can still afford a house, and the government saying that they're going to build vertical, building, maybe 2 or 3 floors high, flats for youth, to avoid what you call urban sprawl. And that may be good as well, because many countries on the world, whether it's in Spain, which is sometimes hot as Jamaica, or in the desert, in places like Qatar and those Middle East countries, they are hot as well. But yet they have Morocco, all those countries, yet they have like, these 5 or 4, we call it story high apartments, buildings to house the citizens. So that could be a good idea as well for Jamaica, so you can get affordable housing for the youth. Nothing can beat it better when the youth can have, these young adults can have the couple, you have a guy and his girlfriend or guy and his wife, common law wife, living together, having 2 children, 1 or 2 children, that is what help the mental state of a young man, so he can be a man, he can have a house that he owns and have a kid, 2 kids, and then after 5-10 years, when he pay a bit off for his house, he can buy a nice car, that's what we want in Jamaica. You want to have roads to drive on as well. So with the ecotourism industry, with 10 million extra visitors each year, providing 10 billion US dollars each year extra for Jamaica's economy, and even if half the money go back abroad, because we know all the money not going to stay in Jamaica, doesn't matter. Better to have a 10 billion dollars extra ecotourism industry in Jamaica, even if half the money go back abroad to where the people come from, that's no problem, because it's going to cost these foreigners 25 billion US dollars to build these 100 hotels, 1,000 room on average each. So you can't expect that, all the money going to stay in Jamaica, but half of a apple, but you don't know apple at all. So this tourism industry, ecotourism industry, can be a game changer for Jamaica. God bless you. God bless Jamaica. God bless the Prime Minister. God bless the Jamaican Parliament. And God bless you. Until my next video, peace.